Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, where we break down the biggest political stories shaping South Africa. If you're new here, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more in-depth political commentary, and don't forget to leave a comment sharing your thoughts on today's topic. Let's get into it. Today, we are turning our attention to the economic freedom fighters, South Africa's fiery, red beret-wearing political powerhouse led by Julius Malema, and a recent scandal that's raising some serious questions about the party's strategy, spending, and overall influence, particularly among the youth. The EFF is facing a wave of backlash following reports that the party allegedly spent a staggering R3.4 million on alcohol and entertainment in an effort to dominate the EFF Student Command elections at Wits University. Yes, you heard that right, R3.4 million. That's a jaw-dropping amount of money poured into what was essentially a campaign to secure control over the university's student leadership. The goal was clear: mobilize students with flashy events, free alcohol, and live entertainment to win hearts and votes. But here's the twist: despite this extravagant campaign, the EFF suffered a humiliating defeat. The Progressive Youth Alliance, or PYA, swept the student elections, reclaiming control of the Student Representative Council. The PYA is aligned with the ANC and its youth structures, and their clean sweep was more than just a win, it was a political message. A statement. A signal that the EFF's dominance among student movements, once considered nearly untouchable, is beginning to falter. Now, let's be clear. The EFFSC has long been a breeding ground for future EFF leaders and activists. Wits University has historically been a political battleground, and securing student leadership there is seen as a symbolic victory for any party. So when the EFF invested millions into this campaign, they weren't just trying to win votes, they were trying to send a message of strength, of dominance, of momentum heading into the national elections. But that message didn't land. If anything, the students rejected it outright. So what went wrong? Well, critics are pointing to several factors. First, there's the glaring issue of optics. Spending millions on alcohol and entertainment while students face real issues, like tuition hikes, NSFAS delays, and accommodation shortages, makes for terrible public relations. For a party that claims to represent the poor and working-class youth, blowing R3.4 million on parties is not just tone-deaf, it's politically damaging. It feeds into a growing narrative that the EFF, much like the ANC it criticizes, may be losing touch with the real struggles of ordinary South Africans. Second, there's the messaging. The EFF has built its brand on radical economic transformation, land expropriation, and confronting white monopoly capital. But in recent years, their rhetoric has grown increasingly combative, divisive, and some say, detached from the practical concerns of young voters. Students are asking, what has the EFF actually delivered? Beyond slogans and spectacles, where is the change? And when those questions go unanswered, it creates space for disillusionment to grow. Now, the fallout from this failed campaign has extended beyond just student politics. There's now renewed scrutiny on the EFF's financial resources. Where did the R3.4 million come from? How was it spent? And is this just the tip of the iceberg? There are already whispers, some loud, some speculative, about the sources of the EFF's funding. Allegations have circulated for years linking the party to illicit financial networks. These include rumors of connections to cigarette smuggling rings, illegal gold operations, and construction cartels. While no conclusive evidence has been brought forward, the consistent cloud of suspicion is damaging, especially in the court of public opinion. And this latest spending spree has only added fuel to the fire. Questions are now being asked: is the EFF using illicit funds to buy influence? Are student structures being manipulated through money and material promises? And if so, what does that say about the party's commitment to transparency, ethics, and accountability? Even more concerning for the EFF is the criticism being leveled at Julius Malema himself. Once seen as the fearless champion of the youth, Malema's leadership is now facing unprecedented scrutiny. His combative style, his penchant for controversy, and his refusal to moderate his message may be backfiring. Younger voters, especially students, are showing signs of fatigue. They want leaders who engage, who listen, who respond to their realities, not just those who provoke and polarize. That's not to say Malema doesn't have a loyal base, he does. The EFF still commands significant support nationally, particularly in areas where frustration with the ANC runs deep. But losing ground in universities like Wits is symbolic. Student movements have historically been the bellwether of political change in South Africa, from the anti-apartheid struggle to the #Fees Must Fall movement. When students shift, they often signal bigger shifts to come. The EFF's loss at Wits could therefore be a canary in the coal mine. It could be a sign that the party's tactics need urgent rethinking. Relying on flashy spending and revolutionary slogans might not be enough anymore. Young voters are becoming more critical, more issue-focused, and more demanding of real solutions. And let's not forget the political implications beyond the university gates. As the 2026 local government elections draw nearer, all eyes are on the youth vote. If the EFF is struggling to maintain relevance in student spaces, it may also struggle to inspire the same energy it once did at the ballot box. That could have serious consequences for its broader strategy, especially in provinces like Gauteng and the Eastern Cape, where student and youth activism plays a significant role in shaping electoral outcomes. So what does this all mean for the future of the EFF? Well, the party is at a crossroads. It can continue down the path of spectacle-driven politics, hoping that headlines and controversy keep them relevant. Or it can take this moment as a wake-up call, a chance to re-engage with its base, rethink its priorities, and rebuild its credibility, particularly among young people. Whether Malema and his leadership team will rise to that challenge remains to be seen. For now, the Wits election loss is more than just a campus defeat. It's a story of missed opportunities, questionable priorities, and the beginning of a possible shift in the political winds. If the EFF wants to remain a force in South African politics, especially among the youth, it will need to do more than throw money at problems. It will need to rebuild trust, prove its integrity, and return to the core issues that first made it a movement of hope for so many. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth political analysis. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think the EFF is losing its way? Or is this just a temporary setback? Drop your comments below and let's get the conversation going. See you next time.